Less of you, more of me is what I hear you saying. But lately, I've been trying to make
I always pause when I'm asked that question because it's almost impossible to answer that without sounding like you're like completely full of yourself. It's like, who's Latice Crawford? Oh, she's wonderful. Like, you can't say stuff like that. People look at you like you're crazy. But I guess what I would say is I'm a daughter, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a fighter, I'm a passionate person. I will fight and stand for anything I believe in. I'm a hard worker, but I'm really fun. I think I'm really fun. Or am I not fun? I'm fun, aren't I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're gonna get it together though. 'Cause I need you to distract. Because it got the mind of its own. Let's do this. please, please breathe. Don't die.
then suddenly.
I'm inspired to write mainly from conversations. I like to write about those very hard conversations. You know, growing up in church, being a pastor's daughter, there are just certain things that just aren't said in church. You know, if you've been raped, you don't just get that's not a victory testimony to people. You know, to me it is. But I'm also inspired to write by white noise. It's something I hear in it that maybe everybody else doesn't. You know, wherein you may hear a washing machine, you know, I'm hearing, I'm hearing something else in it. I hear a melody in rain tapping against the window. I hear, like a symphony in the shower. I don't really like to listen to music and write to that because I feel like then I'm writing something that already sounds like something. So I like to hear the space in between. A lot of people have asked me about my sound. They'll say, "Oh wow, I love your rasp, or I love your tone," and what they love seemed like a curse to me. I had a very, very high voice. When I first started out singing when I was a lot younger, and it wasn't something that just changed because of my age or anything like that. It was a lack of appreciation for my gift. I just did not want to sing. I ran from it, didn't want to accept the calling, didn't want to do it. And at a time in my life when I was going through the most tedious time, my voice was stripped from me. And I asked God if He would just restore just a piece. He didn't ever have to give me back what I had, but if He would restore a piece enough for me to have a constant reminder that He didn't need me, but I needed Him, and I needed this. This was going to save my life.
It's complicated.
I wore my hair short for a long time. I cut my hair when I was about 18, but my recent bald look is inspired, or was inspired, I should say, by an encounter I had with a woman that was going through a lot. I was walking through the airport coming home from one of the ministry gigs I was doing, and she stopped me and just said, "Wow, you're so brave, that you can wear your hair so short and, just be confident in it." And, I thanked her or whatever, but I noticed she kind of had on a hat and a wig and tied up. And so I asked, her, like, "Hey, what do you mean I'm brave?" And she started telling me her story and just saying how she lost her hair and lost her breath. She got a double mastectomy. Her husband walked out on her. She lost her home. She lost her job. Her kids were angry with her. People deal with things very differently, but all of this stuff was weighing on her, and she could say I was brave. Here's a woman that doesn't even think that she's a woman anymore because she doesn't have the things that society defines as being a woman. So I promised her, like, when I get home, I'm going to go get some clippers and I'm going to shave my head bald. And if I never see you again, never speak to you again, know there's someone out here that is showing the world that you're a woman because that's who you were made to be. That's who you were made to be when you got here. No one can take that from you. You are a woman because that's what God says you are. And I just wanted to stand with her. That's that fight. thing in me. If I believe in it, I'm going to do it. I currently support the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I also support the American Heart Association as well as the American Stroke Association. Those charities in particular are very close to my heart because I've lost a lot of loved ones and family members to cancer and to heart disease. And I just want to keep people aware of how to be healthy, how to stay healthy, and how to be aware of what's going on with their body.
I know you hate it, but I've gotta say,
I've grown so much since I started this. Number one, my knowledge of the industry has grown a lot. When I first came into this, I didn't know a whole lot about, the industry. I knew about singing, but I didn't know about the business side of music. I'm a church girl, so I'm used to just you get up Sunday morning and that's it. But me being in this industry, I learned a lot about business and how to separate business from ministry. I learned how to encounter people and be okay. A lot of people don't know I suffer from social anxiety. I suffer from anxiety disorder, period. Me just getting up and walking out of a room is a prep period. I'm in the mirror like, okay, you're going to be okay. The world is not trying to attack you. You're not going to die today. It was a lot for me. I didn't want to be on medication. I had to learn how to control them. But I still struggle with it from time to time, especially when I'm in a new space and I'm around a lot of new people. And because of what I do, I'm around a lot of new people all the time. So it taught me how to be okay with that. It's a learning process every day. I'm still learning. I don't think I'll ever stop. I would say when I was younger, I was one of those kind of kids that I would get up and keep trying because I'm a natural fighter, but I would continue to try the same way. I would never change up the pattern of what I was doing. So I would always wind up in the same space again, which, wasn't where I wanted to be. I wish that I understood then what I know now, which is you have to learn from your mistake. Keep getting up, keep trying, but you have to try differently. This time when you make the cup of lemonade, you need water, sugar, a few ice cubes maybe, a cup. You can't just take lemons and just keep squeezing them and expect you're going to get a finished product. 20 years, I would love to be mentoring. I would love to possibly have my own label. Diversify a little bit more, maybe a clothing line, shoe line, makeup line. In addition to singing, of course. I don't think I'll ever stop singing. I've gotten a lot of great advice, but I would say for me, because of the kind of singer and performer I am, the best advice I got was from Donald Lawrence. He told me, people think they like what they hear, but they really like what they feel. Singers go places sometimes, and sometimes what I think is my worst show is the time when people are telling me they're more touched, when I'm not so into what I'm doing. But those times when I've messed up, but I've been more transparent to the audience, those are the times they come back and say, wow, I was so touched by your ministry. And it's taught me that, yes, they like my voice, but that's not why they're buying the ticket. They're buying the ticket because of the feeling they get when they get there, because they know that I'm not going to give them anything less than all of me. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to relate with them. I'm going to tell them about me. I'm going to tell them my story. I have a lot of favorite songs, but one of my favorites is Donald Lawrence's The Favor of God, God's Favor. I love that song. I won't sing the whole song. Particular verse is just remember at the end of your day, the favor of God can open the way. God's favor is more precious than life. God's favor. I love that song. I love that song. I listen to that song all day. I'm a ball of creativity. I like anything that's creative. Normally, on my downtime, if I'm not on the road, I'm normally making a bag out of old denim jeans. A lot of the stuff I wear when I go on the road is stuff I've made. This lipstick I have on right now, I made that. I love to cook. It's like an extreme passion of mine. I love to cook. I don't like to cook anything out of a box. I'm like one of those, from scratch kind of people. So I'm always in the kitchen. If I couldn't sing, I would probably be a chef. I told you I'm like a comedian. I like to make alter ego names for people. Like when I meet them, I like, get to know their character, and then I'll make up names like my forgetful person is Dolores. Dolores is that part of my brain that when I don't remember something and I don't want people to be mad at me, I'll be like, oh, Dolores, yeah. And they're like, who's Dolores? Yeah. Ronald, that's my inner eater. He likes to eat a lot. Go home to Clarita. Get from out here. Get. And go put some daggone clothes on. My sisters, they still hold this against me to this day. They talk about it at every family function. They bring up, T, do it again, do it again. It was my junior high school graduation. I was singing a lot in junior high school. And so anyway, they asked me to sing at the graduation. They asked me to do the national anthem. And I got on stage and they played that first key. Bah, oh, sing, can you sing? Wait, that's not the key. Bah, bah. And the guy just kept hitting the key. Bah. And I'm like, oh, sing. I couldn't stop. I looked over. Yeah, you can't laugh while I'm in front of him. I looked over at my sisters and my mother and my dad. And it wasn't even like let's just cheer her on and make everybody else think this is what's supposed to happen because they don't know nothing about singing. They were like trying to make me stop. And I'm like, I can't. Oh, it's terrible. But on that second song, I sung I'm Going Up Yonder. And I was set on, I'm taking these people out. I'm going to sing this song like nobody's ever seen before. I'm going full out. I mean, I worked that stage. And I think that was my first time that I learned how to recover. I think I've gotten as far as I am, and I'm not extremely far, but I think I've gotten where I am because I have a great support system. My family, they've driven me to gigs so I can be there. They've, sometimes paid for a plane ticket when a gig couldn't and I needed to be somewhere. They've traveled with me to about 3 of the Stellar shows. And I think because of that, it keeps my mind really grounded. It keeps me very focused. And it doesn't allow me to get, so far in my head. I would really like to return back to the Sunday Best stage. It was the start for me of me realizing what my call was, why I needed to do it, and why I wanted to do it. So, that would be a great honor for me to return back there and sing on the stage as now an artist instead of a contestant. I think it will also be encouraging to the newer contestants who are trying to pursue the little bit that I've accomplished. Because it shows them that although you don't win, you can still win. So for me, I think it would just be like me coming full circle. I love musicals like Grease, Hairspray. If somebody called me to do I know. But if somebody called me to do Hairspray, I would pop whatever wig I need to put on, and I would be so. I just love the choreography in a Broadway play. I can't dance. I got three left feet. It's like an extra one there that you know, it comes out of my side toe is there, and I just trip all over it. I'm not a dancer, but I would have to learn just so I can do a Broadway play one day.
Got butterflies.
I am so excited about this new phase of Latice Crawford. New music, a new sound, modeling, acting. There's a lot in the works. There's a lot in the works for me. I'm really excited about my new team that I have. They have a great vision for me. They understand who I want to be, what I want to become, and how I want to get it done. And I'm just really excited about everything that's coming. I just stay tuned. You guys got to stay tuned. But you might have a shirt on and it has my name inside of it. You're going to have some new music that you can bump to and dance to and have a good time with. You might have some jewelry that you're like, oh, yeah, Laticia, that girl that sings. Yeah, she makes this too. It's going to be a lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff coming. You just got to stay tuned.